What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to our channel. As her ex-husband Ben Affleck appears to renew a romance with ex-fiancée Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Garner is focused on the happiness of her 3 children. The 2-time Oscar winner, 48, is merely trying to live her life and raise her kids despite allegations that she spent a week with a 51-year-old on-the-floor hitmaker. Let's get into how Jennifer Garner reacts to her kids living with Jennifer Lopez instead of her. Number 5. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Jennifer Lopez says that she and Ben Affleck had a little bit of fear about rekindling their romance and how the public would react. The Let's Get Loud singer, who reconnected with her former fiancé last spring, admitted to People that they were reminded of the chaos that surrounded them throughout their romance in the early 2000s. Before, we kind of put our relationship out there, Lopez 52 admitted. We were naive and it got a little trampled. Lopez said that she and Affleck, 49, were willing to take a risk this time around. However, seeing as they were much older and wiser, we both were like, wow, we're so happy, we don't want any of that to come into play again, she explained. We're older now, we're smarter, we have more experience, we're at different places in our lives, we have kids now, and we have to be very conscious of these things. We're so protective because it's such a beautiful time for all of us. Number 4. What do the 2 female superstars think of each other? According to OK, Garner is ready to bear all of her ex-husband. She's reached her breaking point with Affleck because he'd rather spend time with Lopez instead of his children. Tensions came to a head when Affleck decided to leave Thanksgiving early to spend time with Lopez's kids. A source says the Julie actor didn't let Jen know ahead of the time that he was planning to leave early, so she was a bit blindsided. Garner was so angry with Affleck that she called Lopez for a shouting match. Affleck, meanwhile, is ignorant of any possible wrongdoing. A source says he doesn't see the problem with blending families, which has left Jen even more upset. It's a sensitive topic. Lopez was reportedly shocked by Garner's anger. A source says she doesn't think she deserved to be targeted like that. As far as Lopez is concerned, she wants to create her own traditions with Affleck. A source conclude J-Lo's happy to include his kids, but not his ex-wife. Jennifer Garner is completely on board with the family blending. She and Jennifer Lopez spent Halloween together. Garner and Affleck are still very close, so if she had an issue with his parenting, she'd probably just talk to him directly. Tabloids are desperate to foster drama between Garner and Lopez, but in reality, they get along just fine. Garner will always be in Affleck's life, so blending families makes the most sense. Number 3. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's relationship. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck are often seen out with their children together and have managed to remain good friends since their divorce, which was finalized in 2018. Following the news of Ben's split from Ana de Armas, Jennifer has been supportive. While they're relatively private about their family life, they've occasionally opened up about their relationship in interviews. On the importance of remaining on good terms with Ben, the Hollywood actress previously told Vanity Fair, "The main thing is these kids, and we're completely in line with what we hope for them. Sure, I lost the dream of dancing with my husband at my daughter's wedding, but you should see their faces when he walks through the door, and if you see your kids love someone so purely and wholly, you're going to be friends with that person." Ben, meanwhile, opened up to the New York Times in February 2020 that the breakdown of his marriage was the biggest regret of his life. The talented actor said, "The biggest regret of my life is this divorce. Shame is really toxic. There's no positive byproduct of shame. It's just stewing in a toxic, hideous feeling of low self-worth and self-loathing." Ben thinks highly of Jennifer, and while he rarely shares photos on his Instagram account, the star paid tribute to the mother of his children on Mother's Day in 2019. He shared a photo of her alongside his own mom and said she was the most incredible mother and had shown him the true meaning of love. The Peppermint star gave an insight into their time together during the pandemic during the virtual interview on the Ellen DeGeneres show last year. The actress admitted that all her children had their moments during the lockdown, but that all in all, they've been great, she said. They're cleaning the house and helping out, and they've been really good. Number 2. The children in custody. There's no denying that we're currently taking in all the Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck news that we can. and while these two clearly seem to be obsessed with each other, they've both had a handful of other special people in their lives, their kids. Since we've already done a deep dive into J-Lo's offspring, Emma and Max, we're turning our attention towards Ben Affleck's kids. Turns out, the Gone Girl actor has 3 children of his own, 2 daughters and a son, whom he shares with ex-wife Jennifer Garner. Let's get into more details about what we know regarding Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's kids. Affleck and Garner welcomed their first child, Violet, on December 1st, 2009. Named after her great-grandmother, the 15-year-old shares her middle name Anne with her mom. While her parents had tried to keep her out of the limelight along with her siblings, there have been certain occasions where Affleck has opened up about his eldest and her sense of humor. "My daughter is so funny. She teases me. She's 14 and she's like, 'Why do they let you on this group chat? You don't know what you're talking about. Don't pretend you have any idea what's going on,' Affleck said per People." Luckily for her dad, Violet attends an all-girls school, so he doesn't have to worry about any boys just yet. The couple's middle child and second daughter, Serafina, was born 4 years later on January 6, 2009. According to The Things, the 8-year-old gets along great with all of her siblings, but is closest with her younger brother, Sam. Now aged 12, she reportedly loves to be active and plays soccer when she's not at school or hanging out with her friends. Last but certainly not least, Garner and Affleck had their third child, Samuel, in February of 2012. Although he's just 9 years old at the moment, he's already appeared in a feature film, Argo, which just so happened to be directed by his famous dad. While not too much is known about the youngest, we do know that he's quite the swimmer. In fact, Affleck was spotted a handful of times over the last few months taking his son to a swim team practice in Los Angeles. Number 1. Jennifer Garner's reaction to children's custody. With all the J-Lo and Ben Affleck updates happening in the press, the people want to know how Jennifer Garner is managing her well-being as well as Ben's 3 children, Violet, Serafina, and Sam. She's trying to live her life and raise her kids, and the last thing she wants to be doing is dealing with Ben's love life, a source tells E! News. Her focus is always on the kids' happiness and Ben being a good father. In case you somehow missed it, we accidentally time-traveled back to 2002, a magical and questionable time when Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were dating. These two were together just long enough to make the world's least critically acclaimed movie together and then tragically parted ways. But now they're hanging out again in the wake of Jennifer's recent breakup from Alex Rodriguez, and inquiring minds want to know how Jennifer Garner feels about the whole thing. Answer: unbothered. A source tells Entertainment Tonight that Jen isn't bothered by Ben hanging out with J-Lo or anyone else. She wants what's best for Ben. What matters most to her is Ben being a great dad, the source continues. They've been in a good groove when it comes to co-parenting for a while, and their kids' happiness is Jen's main priority. Either way, another source tells Entertainment Tonight that J-Lo and Ben are merely friends and that their recent get-together isn't even the first time they've hung out. Paparazzi just happened to be there this time. Jen and Ben have remained friends over the years, and the two are still just that, friends, the source said, while another added they obviously have a romantic history, but at this point they only have a friendship. They both admire each other professionally, respect one another, and feel comfortable with each other. Jennifer Garner is a mother first and then a wife. As she finds her children happy among the new company of their father, Jennifer is happy, as she should. Let me know if you guys think there's anything romantic between J-Lo and Affleck in the comments down below, and whether you think Garner and Affleck can get back together in spite of everything they've gone through. If you enjoyed the video, let us know by smashing that like button, and if you wish to be updated on the story going forward, then make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have that notification bell pressed. And as always, I'll catch you guys later in another great video. Bye now!